Hey, it's Matt. I'm in Monday.com's work management application, and I'm going to show you how I built an application for Monday.com and what that process looks like. First, as a user, I go up to the development center. It's up in the upper right-hand corner right here, and I click on my admin menu, my face menu, and go to development. And that takes me right over here. So inside development, there's all kinds of opportunity for me to make applications and use all different types of code and even Monday code, but I kept it really simple and created a application called automated employee scheduling. And the idea here is that that managers no longer have to spend time to make the schedule every week. They can have it automated with Monday.com, and it can get published to their teams. They can also solicit requests for time off. And so I used these tools. So what it looks like is this. So on my work management, I created a workspace over here on the left-hand rail and named it what I want to name the app, Automated Employee Scheduling. I threw all of the pieces into a folder just in case if somebody loads this workspace template, they can easily move all the files around to different spaces or different workspaces. Or they can just keep their own workspace dedicated to scheduling and time off. And so inside the application are 4 different tools. The first thing is a how-to document. This is a document that is just giving instruction on how to use the application. And it walks you through very specifically customizing the schedule, what to do, notifications, automations. It gives you some tips on launching it for the teams that you serve. And we also include, tips on maintaining your schedule and keeping up with it. There's also a quick launch summary if you want to do something like that. So I'm going to exit full screen mode. Next, this is the meat and potatoes. So this is the board, the automated team scheduling board. When you download this application, it comes preloaded with all these automations. And this is the meat, this is the center, this is the brain of the application, because you can see specifically I've got a couple of different types of automation, but specifically publishing the schedule, what to do when something's created. Every time something is created, a new schedule on Sunday at 5 p.m., different automations click off and start executing. And what it's doing is organizing the board automatically with all these different automations. And so what that looks like is this. So you can see over here in my main screen, I have this week's schedule. So I can see if I look at this week's schedule, Terry is doing an overnight shift Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then is off Friday and Saturday, and then comes on again on Sunday for an overnight shift. You can see that Stacy, these are all fictional employees, or Adam, let's say Adam, he's working the PM shift Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So Adam's kind of the regular PM shift worker. And then you can see some other things like Eve is working the PM shift Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday throughout the weekend. So that's this week's schedule. And as I scroll through the board, I can see next week and other, what it looks like in the future. So next week, starting April 14th, you have some of the same details, etc. And then you can see even further down the week after next. And so this schedule is showing me this week, next week, and the week after that. So 3 weeks out into the future. At the very bottom of the main table, you can also see last week. It shuffles last week into a little group on the main board. And we use that in some places, but we keep it available for another 7 days after it's passed. And then it's archived after 7 days. So you can always find it for 30 days inside your archive. So there's a bunch of different views I have also saved on the template. So, again, schedules is just looking at the schedules themselves. The pinned schedules is actually a dashboard that just pipes in the tables themselves. And then there's also a few other ones. You can segment into views just the specific schedule you want, like last week's, this week, etc. Um, so that's the automated schedule, and I distribute it to the teams that I implemented this with through a doc, which is right here, and you can see that it is formatted. Right, it's formatted to match the brand, and there's a link to this document that they get. Everybody can access it, and then they can just look right at the schedule, who's working when. Very easy to use. Scroll through. There's even an image I included referencing dates in 2025. That's there for their use if they have any confusion about the week starting column on the automated team scheduling board. So automations as well live inside here to calculate week starting, and that is ongoing automation that happens every time. All of the dates are also inside the main table, but and those are calculated with automations as well. All of this meets together on the main table. You can also see some of the columns that you're not seeing on the doc, which pipes in the schedules. You're seeing requests off column, which is really important to a manager who's making sure like the front desk is covered or our whole team is covered. And what happens with this, how this comes about, is the time off request. And that's the last piece I want to show you. In the time off requests, it's a form, and this you can use this piece right here, this view, come in and default to the form, and I can use iframe, and I can embed this form all over the place, right? So that my employees can access it. And so what it does is the employees, when they want to have time off, they come here, they put in their work email. This work email is what matches this request off to the schedule that's coming out every week. And then they select the type of leave, they select the date range, the first and last day of the time off that they're taking, and then any notes they want to share with their leader. So I'm going to go and use this. I'm going to pretend I'm Eve at cb+coop.com. I am taking off PTO, and I am going to do that, let's say this week. So I'm going to take time off on the 11th through the 13th. And I'm going to tell the leader, I've got to do the wedding I told you about. So this is a message going to the manager. So I submit that request. That's what that looks like. And the time off requests have their own table. It shows the incoming form answer. It shows that Eve requested off 3 days, April 11th through the 13th. And then it shares the note. It emails automatically the manager when that request comes in. So I go back over to the automated team scheduling board, and I look at this week on the main table. And every week when the schedule comes out, I'm looking at that just to make sure there's no complications. And there I can see right on the request off column that Eve has a couple of different requests coming in, and that's interactive as well. I can peek into that other board by using connected boards and a mirrored column and pulling over that request off. And so this is the automated employee scheduling. I use the automations to load in like the base default schedule, who normally works what shifts. And then we connected everything through, again, connected boards, mirrored columns, and forms, and the other board, which is managing the employee's request off time. So that's the automated employee scheduling. I hope you like it. If you have any questions or if you want to explore further, I'm wide open. Email me directly at matt@cbandcoop.com. Thanks.